Hi folks, welcome back to the shop. Today I want to talk about this Olight Oknife, yes they make knives now, utility knife. Okay, they refer to this one as the Otacle U1. You can see the blade here is made of SK5 steel. Now it's a utility blade. The handle is G10, or the scales are made of G10, wrapped in carbon fiber, and it weighs about 2.3 ounces. Okay, so let's get right into this knife. Here it is, and it's got a thumb stud here to deploy the blade, so you can quickly deploy the blade like you would a traditional pocket knife. But then it's also got a lock here, sort of a slider lock. This guy here slides back and forth. So you'll see here, I can pull it back. I'm going to pull from the back side, right? I can just pull it here. You can see it slides to unlock the blade. Blade will float in, right? Locks it in the back. This locking mechanism here. Not unlike the Benchmade, what they call the access lock on here, right? You can see the Benchmade's the same way. I'll flip it this way. You can see slides down. Of course, that unlocks the blade because when it's all the way deployed, the access lock locks, right? So what you do is you pull that in on this knife, fold the blade down. Well, same thing here on the Oknife, right? You've got this sort of slider lock, right? Slide it in, fold it down. And you can notice right here that it's got, of course, a typical utility blade in it. So in my view, what they've done, and if you're familiar with some of these knives, here's a Milwaukee style utility knife, right? And it's got a button here for deploying the blade. You can flip this knife out. You can have the utility knife and use it, right? But kind of big, kind of heavy, but nonetheless, it's got the same sort of similar style blade deployment. And it's very popular, super popular utility knife, especially this one that has the screwdriver in it. But then you have a knife like a typical pocket knife you might carry. This is a Benchmade mini Bugout, and you'll notice that, of course, it's got a thumb stud on it to deploy the blade. Very quick blade deployment. But look how it compares to the Otacle U1, right? Looks somewhat similar. And to me, what you have here, and this is what I really like about the Oknife, is that you kind of have something that's between, right, these three knives, right? So the Oknife comes in right in between. You get the benefits of a utility knife, which you have with the Milwaukee Fastback, right? Super popular. And you also get the benefits of a fast blade deployment like you get on this Benchmade mini Bugout. You know, you get this thumb stud, very fast, rapid blade deployment. But it's a very compact knife. It's one of the reasons I like this mini Bugout is it's, you know, very thin. I can put this in my pocket. Of course, I take off the pocket clips and I forget it's in my pocket, right? Then you have this Otacle U1 that, like I said, really comes right in between this Milwaukee Fastback and your typical thumb stud style knife, right? Here I've got the CRKT Drifter, very popular knife, and one that I like because it's you know, inexpensive. If you lose it, you're not going to lose any sleep. It's got, I think, G10 scales on it. Of course, I take the pocket clip off, but I like these style knives. They're small. You know, you put them in the pocket, you can forget about them. It's not a blade that's going to make people nervous in an office setting. Just really like this style and size. And most recently, I've been carrying this Civivi flipper knife. I really like the flipper blade on here and been exploring that. And it's a pretty compact knife. But I've been carrying this everyday carry now for a few weeks, and I can tell you that I really like this knife, and I definitely would buy another one. And for example, if you look at it in its folded position, I mean, it's smaller. I'm going to put them back to back here if I can. Look at how it's actually a smaller footprint than the Benchmade mini Bugout, right? In terms of the amount of space it's going to take in your pocket. So check that out. That's one thing I like right off the bat. Now, you'll notice, and it's the only thing that I can really sort of say that maybe can be an improvement, is it's thicker than the mini Bugout. And knives like the mini Bugout, you put them side by side here, it's a little bit thicker, but very much like a Bugout knife when you look at this, because we get the blade deployed here. You'll notice here that it's got liners, okay, down each side, but then you come down here and they stop just like the mini Bugout. That's what makes this knife unique. A lot of knives have metal liners that go all the way down, okay, to the base of the knife. If you look here, you'll see this Drifter's got a metal liner, if I can show that, all the way down through the knife, and then they put scales on top of that. So that's how most knives are made up. But like I said, the exception is the mini Bugout and the regular Bugout knife, you'll notice that, you know, this guy has a metal liner that comes to right about here in this area, and then the rest of this is carbon fiber on this particular knife. And then, of course, they offer it in a G10 version as well. So same deal here, right? You've got a metal liner that goes down about halfway, and then the rest of it is this G10 and carbon fiber. So very compact, really like the knife. And of course, you know, they've got this rail lock system here that they talk about. They have this little knob that you spin to disengage the blade. Now, I found that also it has a Work Pro blade in it, by the way. So you can put whatever blade you want in there. I like Milwaukee because they're super sharp, and also like Stanley Black & Decker because they're sharp and they're a little bit less expensive and they last longer. So if you, I've got these Knipex twin grips here. I'm going to use these just to loosen up this this screw just a little bit. Right, we're going to back it off a little bit, and then I should be able to spin this with my fingers, and this blade should pop right out or fall right out. So there you see you've got this rail lock system, and that's how the blade mounts in there. So if I want to put the blade in, of course you can see it's open. See there, you know, between these two pieces of metal here, and this piece of metal pushes down to lock it in. You put your blade in here, like this, goes up, and then once you get it, let's say you lock this down a little bit, I'm going to tighten the screw. You can kind of feel it at one point click right in there into, you know, one of these notches in the top here. I think it's this one here, but it clicks into one of these notches. Yeah, it's the second notch, just like I said. So you kind of feel it click into place, right? I get it there, and then I hold it, and then I just spin this screw down, tighten it up, get it pretty tight, and I check it for play. That's pretty good right there. Trying to tighten it down. Yeah. No real play there in the blade. If I wanted to tighten it up, I can take a pair of long nose pliers, or I can take, you know, something like these twin grips, and I can, you know, tighten it up even tighter to make sure it's secure. Definitely want to make sure it's secure. Olight, they even, you know, make that clear in the packaging and warn you to make sure that that notch is falling underneath the screw so that the blade is secure before you start using it. But once it's in there, once you get that screw locked in, it's not going anywhere. But excellent knife, you know, super fast deployment. You know, as you can see here, it's a fraction of the size of the Milwaukee Fastback. I mean, you know, it's something that, I'm trying to put these side by side here, something you can put in your pocket and really, you know, just forget about it. So I like the fact that you're combining basically the best of both worlds here, right? You're combining the features of a utility knife flipper like this Fastback, but also the convenience and the compact nature of a pocket knife like this Benchmade Mini Bugout. But you're getting both of those in this knife very inexpensively. I think it runs around $26 right now. And of course, there's a sale. Olight has, I think, a Black Friday sale coming up, and I'll have a link to that in the description where you can get this knife, but relatively inexpensive. But what I love about this is, you know, when you have your typical pocket knife, I always, you know, am concerned about, you know, using it and dulling the blade, and then I have to sharpen it and so on. So a lot of times cutting boxes and stuff, I just don't use my pocket knife, right? I grab a box cutter to cut boxes, and that way I keep and reserve my pocket knife in my pocket, always sharp, always ready to go. And I don't have to sharpen the blade as much, you know, if I use it that way. So I don't just cut anything with it. If it's going to be something that's really tough or it's going to dull a blade quickly, I'll use a utility knife. That's the beauty of this Olight pocket knife, or O-knife, that you can, you know, get the small form factor in your pocket, but then, hey, if you dull the blade, just put a new blade in it. Now, there's no onboard storage for an extra blade, right? Not like the Fastback. If you look on here, the Fastback has, you know, extra blade storage right here. Got one blade tucked in here. It's held down by a little clip right here that's, you know, spring loaded. But so extra blade storage on the Fastback. But I wouldn't expect that from a knife this compact anyway, so that's fine with me. I mean, but I really like this knife. Definitely buy another one. It's become my everyday carry knife. Super impressed with it. You see, is maybe this knife be a little bit thinner. It's the only thing the only improvement I could say is that if there's somehow to make it a little bit thinner. Other than that, man, this knife, I really like it. Really like it. Really enjoyed using it. It's been super handy to pull it out. Don't worry about dulling the blade. You can put a new blade in it. You know, put it in your pocket and you just forget about it. And I will take this pocket clip off. I haven't yet. Okay, because I wanted to be able to show that to you and just to try it with a clip for a while. But you know, so it does have a pocket clip there. It also comes with some paracord. I think Here's some of the package contents. It comes with this lanyard here that I think you can just, route through the clip itself, right? Take this out, pop it through the clip here if you want to, have this knife tethered. So it's nice to include that. But yeah, excellent knife from Oknife. Definitely think you should check it out. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you carry every day. I'd really like to know what folks are carrying. I am particular, like I said, I like a small knife. And this one here, it's gone in my pocket and I've had no issues using this. I've really enjoyed using it actually. And it's taken some of the, it's given you, like I said, the benefits of both worlds, a utility knife and your standard pocket knife. Really the best of both worlds here with this Oknife Otacle U1. So anyway, check it out. And please remember to like and subscribe. All those actions help me to continue to bring content to this channel. And with that said, I'll catch you in the next video.